In the previous video, we created this rather nice looking plot in Matlab. Now what I'd like to do is show you how to take this plot and embed it in a document. We'll do a Word document to make things simple so that it looks nice and professional. So the first thing we need to do is save the plot. So I'm going to do a save as, and it gives you some options for the type of figure. So first thing you don't want to do is save it as a .fig. That saves it in some special Matlab format that you can only use Matlab to open up the figure again. Instead, we want to save it in a format that is suitable for embedding it into a document. So one option, wow, I have more options now for some reason, is to use a JPEG. That's similar to a photograph. PNG is rather similar. It's not a proprietary one. So let's do a PNG just for the sake of the example here. So I'll call this plot1.png. Save that. And I'm also going to save it as encapsulated postscript. You see that? There it is. EPS. Encapsulated postscript. Plot1.eps. So let's save both of those formats. Alright, so now I've got Microsoft Word opened up. Let's start inserting the pictures. So first I'll say PNG to indicate my PNG file is going to be put right here. So let's open up the picture, and I got to find where I put them. Here it is, plot1.png. That goes right there. Ooh, looking pretty good. And now let's do the EPS file, encapsulated postscript. Scroll up. And we'll put that one in here as well. So insert picture, encapsulated postscript. Ah, there we go. So both of them are in there. They both look all right. The new Microsoft Word makes them look pretty similar. It used to be that the encapsulated postscript just looked terrible inside Microsoft Word, but it doesn't look bad right now. But nonetheless, here are the two figures we embedded. If you look closely, they look a little bit different, perhaps. Let me zoom in up to maybe I'm at 220%, like somewhere in there. So that's the JPEG. Scoot over a little bit, see the things. There's the JPEG. Here's the encapsulated postscript. You might notice a difference already. It looks a little bit different. But let's save it. Test doc, like so. I'm also going to save it as a PDF. So this is probably how you would format your document when you're finally done with it. So it'll be testdoc.pdf. And I make it. And here's what I want to show you. So when we're done creating our document, we PDF'd it. So it's a nice format where we can distribute it to people. Let's look at that. Here's these two files. The top one is the PNG and the bottom one's the EPS. You might notice some differences here, but let's zoom in. Let's go up to maybe close to 200%, maybe 300%. 400% is too much. So check out the PNG file. This is the one, the picture format. And what I want you to pay close attention to is this curve. Look at that blue curve. It looks all pixelated, doesn't it? You can see each individual pixel that made up that picture. And look at the red curve. It's pretty much the same. And the green curve the same. And in fact, you can see the label here on the y-axis. It looks almost like it was made with a dot matrix printer. Most of you are probably too young to know what a dot matrix printer is. But it's really pixelated. It's blocky. You can see the numbers blocky as well. But if you go down here to the encapsulated postscript, wow, look at that. This curve looks a lot more smooth, as do the fonts, as do the whole thing. It looks a lot slicker. And that encapsulated postscript is in fact slicker. What happens is the PNG is it rasterizes the file. It expresses everything in terms of finite number of pixels. So there's a finite resolution in which this thing looks good. And you can probably change the resolution somehow. But again, it's always sort of limited by resolution. Encapsulated postscript, by contrast, is a vectorized way of representing a figure. So it doesn't represent it by little dots. It represents it by little lines that it can draw at various different resolutions to make this thing work out. So So for printing, for displaying, encapsulated PostScript is by far a superior choice. So that's what you should do when embedding your Matlab plots, or really any plots, into documents. Do it as one of these vectorized formats, such as encapsulated PostScript. And that ends the video.